What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unlocked. I wanted to talk about social events. Why do I do that? Why do I think social events are social or quoted? I just came back from a weekend. We had a bunch of people, 60 people, go to a box reserved it was fantastic, to the Dolphins and Chargers game. You probably can Google it and see how the Dolphins lost by 2 points. And I'd love to tell you it was a fantastic game, but I actually didn't get to see it. And that's really the point of what I'm talking about today. Welcome back to Unlock. Thanks for sharing. If you don't mind, click the little share button. Send it to somebody that didn't reply the last time. That helps a ton. That's how this thing grows. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So look, social events in business are not social. And this is a conversation I was having with my wife, and I realized, man, I haven't done a good enough job explaining to her really how these things that, although they might seem social, they really are not. And here's, the proof of it coming this last weekend where I took a one-day trip to Fort Lauderdale, had a great time, and to see this game. In reality, it was an opportunity for many people across the country that I work with and I barely have time to spend time in person with to really connect and talk about business and grow and get closer connections and relationships. And there's only so much Zoom could do, as you're probably aware. Zoom's not going to get you into the details. For example, I was a one-day trip, flew in Saturday morning, hung out, had dinner with, again, it's a group of 60 people, and then the next day we had the game and then flew back. And just before the game even started, I had already connected with so many of my guys. I realized two of them had a really bad habit of spending money. They were going out until 4, 5, 6 in the morning. And again, not that I didn't know that, not that I can't know that through Zoom, but these are some things that you just see in people. And of course, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, it actually is. Why would I sugarcoat that? It is a bad thing to go out and club until 6 in the morning. There's nothing good that never comes from that. But these are things you wouldn't know. And again, does that mean a person cannot run a good business? It doesn't mean that, but it does say certain things about their habits. Again, so just little things that you can never do. We had a great dinner. Then we were spending time at the game. We had a little box with food. And the most annoying thing about it for me is that, figure out that I'm complaining from a business perspective, okay, in a good way. Extremely grateful that we got to see the game, and I didn't pay a dime. I didn't pay for the ticket or anything, and it was awesome. Not necessarily a football fan, but I didn't think many people really were in tune with the game because there was such a good opportunity to reconnect and spend time. I spent time with people from all over the country that would never have time explore into, what their business career has been like. I realized that it was like I'm halfway through the game. I haven't seen one play yet. And the most annoying thing was that it was all this music. It looked like a club. Like that's what they're trying to make these entertainment places like, where people just dancing inside this place, not even watching the game. And I'm just trying to have conversations with people. And it just brought me back to my early days where, we would go to a bowling alley or we would just hang out in the office throughout COVID because that's the only thing we were allowed to do, and buy pizza for the guys. And it's like some of the most leverageable conversations or relationships in business come from moments in person that seem social, and they're not. And I think if you are in a team environment, if you're going to a team night, if you're going to an environment that it's fun, you're going to a Chuck E. Cheese, or you're going to a Dave & Buster's, or you're going to have pizza with the guys, or you're hanging out on Friday, or maybe you're watching an NFL game, or you're watching a baseball game, or you're taking the guys out, or you're going out for a steak dinner. It's not about the steak. It's not about the game. That is secondary. For you, the leader in business, it's about the people. Who am I sitting down with? Who did I drive with? I can get that extra driving time. If you're a leader, you're thinking about these things. Who did I drive to the meeting with? Who am I driving back with? I might leave my car, purposely inconvenience myself to spend more time in the car with somebody that I want to just spend time with alone. I might drive my car so I can take more people. I might spend extra or more time. I might go out of my way. I might, go a little bit further. So when we do like your chicken and pickle team night every week, or when you take your guys out every week, it's not about the activity. This is not about bowling. Who can be a better bowler? I'd rather be the worst bowler. I'm meeting everybody's spouse. I'm trying to connect with somebody's outside influence. I'm trying to connect with somebody brought their parents to the meeting or to the team event. And they think we're bowling, and we're bowling, but that's not what my purpose is in business. I am building my network. I'm building my foundation with these people. And the reason I was bringing this up, and this is in my mind, is because I did a very poor job. Like here's my wife thinking I'm taking a day off to go watch a football game. I'm like, I'm not going to watch a football game. And as a matter of fact, I didn't watch the football game at all. I'm not even interested. It was just the fact that it was so important for me to be there because I could advance the business some way that I cannot advance in an office ever, by spending time with the best people. That, of course, as people get better in business, they tend to live in other cities because, market share and stuff like that. And so I'm only seeing these people for a limited time throughout the year. So it was so important. So I encourage you to think about that. And that's what I want to leave you with today is the last team night. Were you at the team night for the team event, for the actual bowling, or for the actual activity? Or were you there with a purpose? Did you have an intent? And I think you could waste years of your business career like actually trying to win the bowling game or actually trying to, be super into if the Astros or whatever team you follow are actually winning the game. And instead is about, how much can I advance my business relationships, my connections with people? Team nights are not social. For business leaders, they're actually fantastic opportunities to get to know their team outside of the 4 office walls that usually surround and create an environment of more accountability in which you can in a more relaxed manner, access, people's lives and sometimes influence positively, some of their habits, some of the people they hang out with. You can see what they do, what they drink, what they eat in a setting where they're not forced by my 4 office walls to comply to their behavior. So hopefully this helps. I want you to think about your next team event as work. Have fun, enjoy, you can be a little loose, but you want to have always a purpose in your head, in your mind of what am I trying to accomplish? Who am I trying to spend time with? Because it goes a long way. Hopefully this helps, and we'll see you at your next team night.